And this is another interesting person that we're going to go over here because there's some controversy around him, and it's on the field controversy. So at least it's not off the field. And that's Brandon Dorlus out of Oregon. Now, that first picture, he did look a little high. I'm just going to say he did look a little high. He's not high. He's just trying to intimidate face. Just saying. It's hard to intimidate somebody when you have a duck on your uniform. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's quacktastic.
Now, the controversy comes into be him and where he's going to play in the NFL. So he is 6'3", 290 pounds, 23 years old. 22, 13 games, 39 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 passes deflected. This past year, 14 games, 25 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 9 passes deflected, and a 1 fumble recovery with a 76.9 PFF grade. This is a guy, though, that a lot of people think he's an edge. If you go to most of the draft profiles and all, so many people have him as an edge. It's not even funny. There's a handful of us, including us, that went ahead and put him as a defensive lineman. And I think that's where he's edging to play as well, no pun intended.
Oh.
But that's why I went ahead and put him in this category, because he clearly wants to play defensive line. Clearly does. So he's 290 pounds. He's way too big to play edge. And if I saw him losing weight, I'd say, you know what? Here's a guy who wants to play edge. Here's a guy that's trying to show he can fit the edge body. He's not doing that. So that to me says, I don't care. This is where I want to play.
I mean,
so
you go where money is, my friend. But
you do.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and you're right. A lot of places. I was just looking up as we're introducing him. Like a lot of places, like on the rival, like different sites, they're placing him as edge.
Edge, yeah, and like I said, to me he's a 3-4 defensive end all day long, and I don't think he can play the edge at that point because he's just too big. He'd have to lose like 30 pounds to go ahead and fit that kind of prospect. He's going to be the slowest edge rusher ever, basically. And I don't mean he's too slow to rush the quarterback. He can do that, obviously, but he's not going to be. You're going to put him at 290 pounds covering a tight end.
Yeah, so much defensive
Good
end.
luck.
Defensive end.
Good luck. Yeah. And like I said, he may lose weight if a team says, hey, you got to lose this. We want to put you at the edge position. He's going to do what he's told. That's life in the NFL.
Hopefully. At least ESPN's got him right.
Yeah, as I'm saying, some people have him right. I know Talking Giants talked about him as well and also put him as a guy who they thought was purely a defensive lineman as well. Let's get into our pros and cons. So pros, high energy, keeps his legs moving at all times. Eyes are always up as well, and he moves laterally very well. The cons to him, he's not a finisher. It's kind of like he's the guy who gets in the backfield to make the quarterback move out of the pocket. He's the guy who breaks up the run play and the running back tries to kick it outside instead. You need to have that second body to kind of finish the move for him. And what sucks about that is,
but not the.
Yeah, and what sucks about that is that's an unsung hero, so to speak. Like everybody talks about the sacks, the interceptions, the tackles for loss, the fumble recoveries, and here's this guy who puts up, good play after good play. It just doesn't show though, because that's not what people are looking at. They're not looking at, okay, did he do this and that caused this? They just care about what happened to the play. That's all they care about. So. I think he's going to be a good player. I think that he doesn't, like I said, I don't think he has the movement to play edge. And I think if somebody drafts him to be a defensive end in the 3-4 system, they're going to like what they got. But if you draft him specifically to be an edge rusher, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And maybe you move him around. Maybe you do both. Oh, it's a running play, obvious running play. Let's go ahead and move Dorlus over to the edge position. That I can
Yeah,
see.
I mean, I can
That's
see
not
that.
crazy. Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
alrighty.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.